I got a 605, which was like nowhere close to what my desired score was. And surprisingly, I had performed the worst in quant, and my best score was in DI, which is like a complete turnaround. So don't get disheartened by low scores you are getting right now, or like there'll be fluctuations, but just try to improve your base score. I just needed some additional quality preparatory material. And when I read about reviews of GMAT, of e-GMAT on these portals, I realized that you have a very curated form of different problems based on varied levels of difficulty, etc. So for quant and for the data insight section, it really helped me a lot. So I just ensured that I will get those first 10, 11 questions correct no matter what. I just took those additional 15 seconds or 20 seconds per question to ensure that I have marked it correct and there's no silly mistake going around there. And actually that helped me to finish my actual paper 10 minutes before.
So welcome everybody. Today we have a very special guest with us, Aditya, who scored a brilliant 695 on his recent GMAT with a perfect Q90 and a brilliant V85. So Aditya, congratulations. Before we get into your journey, would you want to tell our viewers something about yourself?
Thank you so much, Rashmi. Hi, my name is Aditya. I'm a corporate lawyer by profession, and I'm working in the corporate law profession for around 5 years now. And I wanted to pursue my MBA from the US, and that's why I started my GMAT journey around a year back. And that's where we are now. Like I finally achieved a score which I think I should be able to apply to my target school basis that.
Got it. And what a journey it has been, right? Coming from a non-quant background, getting to that perfect Q90, it's a brilliant achievement. So what were those challenges that you had getting here? And you mentioned that you particularly wanted a very high quant score. So tell us about that.
Yeah. So since the legal education system in our university don't have any quant heavy subjects in our curriculum, so I didn't have the opportunity to pursue any quant subjects in college. But I have a strong aptitude for quant subjects right from childhood. I have a decent aptitude and I was aware of that. But I knew that since I didn't have anything like any subjects in my undergrad, so I have to perform well in the quant area in the GMAT. So initially, I remember I started with a score of around, my base score in the first test, I remember was around Q80, where I realized that I really need to work upon my quant. And specifically topics like probability, PNC, which I had quite a bit of time studying. It's been quite a while that I study these subjects. So I had to brush it up, and like platforms like e-GMAT, etc., GMAT Club, etc., really helped me in brushing up these topics. And finally, I was able to achieve my target score.
Got it. So Aditya, just one question, given that quant was, primary where you needed that 10 point, you made that 10-point improvement. So what, if I may, what made you choose e-GMAT?
So I was looking at online forums like Reddit, GMAT Club, etc., about what platforms I can use to practice quant. So obviously the free resources were available on GMAT Club, which were quite good, but I just needed some additional quality preparatory material. And when I read about reviews of e-GMAT on these portals, I realized that you have a very curated form of different problems based on varied levels of difficulty, etc. So I decided to give it a try. And when I tried it and I liked it, I then subscribed to the paid course. And especially, for quant and for the data insight section, it really helped me a lot, because the level of difficulty of questions was, at least I felt, was sometimes higher than what's required in the GMAT. So it just prepares you psychologically for any unforeseen questions, or it just prepares you more in a better manner for the actual exam.
Got it. Yeah, because I think there is another thing that a lot of people discount, that quant, more and more people are saying it is getting challenging. There are those 3-4 questions that really sort of test your skills to like the maximum limit possible. And the second thing is also there is that added stress of the testing, the anxiety, the high stakes kind of an environment. And I think practicing with those challenging questions sort of offsets this to a large extent, wherein you are sort of able to then tackle all the questions head on. So that's really nice to know. So Aditya, I know that you attempted sectional mocks, you took some cementing quizzes. So what is that role that sectional mocks have vis-a-vis full length mocks in terms of your prep?
So sectional mocks I usually did so I'm a working professional. So sectional mocks I usually did on a day-to-day basis. That when I don't have the time to do a full length mock, maybe, and it helped me to do a focused analysis in a better manner. Like I just give a 21 question test, and after that I realize, okay, my PNC is poor, my probability is poor. So in a 45 to 50-minute period, I'm done. At 45 minutes, obviously I'm done with the test, and then I spent around half an hour, 45 minutes just to analyze my mistakes. So all in all, it took 1.5 hours, which I could spare on a day-to-day basis. That was the practical aspect. Full length mocks have a very different utility because at the end of the day, you have to give the entire test at one go. So you have to have that practice of doing a full length test. And those 5 tests on the e-GMAT portal helped me a lot because I actually practiced 5 different strategies, like different strategies in different mocks. I tried almost all combinations possible. And I realized that my DI section was the weakest, relatively weakest among the 3 sections. So I decided that I'll do it first because I read somewhere that GMAT may have sectional adaptability as well. So what was happening was earlier I was doing quant, verbal, and DI. So since I was good in quant and verbal, so I just thought that maybe my DI section I was getting tougher questions. So through the e-GMAT test, what I decided was that I'll try to flip it around. I'll do DI first. So in my DI test, I finished DI first, and then actually it was a confidence booster for me that I'm done with my toughest post, like my weakest section for me. So then actually it helped me to focus more clearly on my quant section and then thereafter the verbal section. So that's how full length test added value for me. So it was a combination of both the sectional test and the full length test, which proved to be vital for me.
Got it. So Aditya, the first attempt that you took after all this prep didn't get you the score sort of where you wanted, where you are now. And after that, you took one more test and finally you're here. So in the interim, what are those changes that you made? What are those strategic decisions that you made, which, finally helped you get here?
So in my previous attempt, I got a 675, wherein I got a Q83. But the surprising aspect for me was, which I think a lot of other aspirants and other candidates also feel, that I only got 2 questions wrong in quant and still I got a Q83. So the problem was I got the second question incorrect in my attempts. So that was the crucial aspect, which basically due to the adaptability of the tests, it reduced the difficulty of the further question. And as everyone is aware, that it just pushes the score down. So what I tweaked in my strategy was that I'll take more time to solve the first 10 to 11 questions, whatever the case may be. So I just ensured that I will get those first 10, 11 questions correct no matter what. So even though it was a basic percentage question or a basic ratios question or whatever the question it was, I just took those additional 15 seconds or 20 seconds per question to ensure that I have marked it correct and there's no silly mistake going around there. And actually that helped me to finish my actual paper 10 minutes before the scheduled time. So I was done by around, not exactly 10 minutes, but I was done by around 36 minutes. So I had around 9 minutes remaining. And I could actually then again go back to my first few questions and again check them again. So all in all, I was quite confident that I should not get a single question wrong in the 21 questions. And for verbal and DI, I almost followed the same strategy. Since DI was my weakest section, I just wanted to ensure that because my score had plateaued in DI, like I was not getting above 81, 82 in DI in any of the mocks. So I was just ensuring that I get around that range. And finally, I got a 79 in my final test, which I think it's right around my par score. So that was basically the strategy of going in this.
You bring about, you've just mentioned a very interesting strategy. You said you were careful for the initial set of questions, and you also mentioned you spent a tad bit longer. But again, that there was that balance, right? When you said a tad bit longer, you meant 15 seconds, 20 seconds, not
Absolutely.
at the cost of that, you've run out of time towards the end. So that caution shouldn't come at the extent of, expense of running out of time.
Absolutely. So the thing was, my speed has been actually very quite impressive in quant. So, but that was leading to silly mistakes earlier. So I used to solve, like, for example, a question in 1 minute 15 seconds or 1 minute 30 seconds. And obviously, I used to rush through those questions, thinking that I should not lose time later on. While I could actually spend two questions safely and 2 minutes, like 2 minutes on each question and then proceed later. So, but this time I ensured that even if I finish the question in 1 minute 15 seconds or 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll just take those 10 seconds more, 10, 15 seconds more, which I could anyways afford. It's not like that I've taken already a 2 minute 30 seconds on one question and then I'm taking 15 seconds more. So that's not ideal, honestly. So that helped me in actually improving my accuracy a lot. And that helped me to, like, I was quite confident once I finished my quant that I should not have made a mistake, which I was actually quite confident last time as well, but clearly I had made a mistake in my second question, which was quite unfortunate.
Yeah, that was a unfortunate thing, I would say. Which I think you didn't realize till you saw the score report that question.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't even check it again.
Yeah, I know. So coming to the last attempt that you gave, Aditya, how confident were you of getting to a good score this time?
Actually, I was quite confident that because in the mocks that I was attempting, the official GMAT mocks, I was getting around 715. My last scores in the official mocks were around 715 and 695 actually. So I was confident that I should be around that range, like 10, 15 points here, 10, 20 points here and there maybe, but that was the maximum divergence I was expecting. But actually, I was that confident during my last attempt as well. So I didn't take anything for granted this time. I just wanted to ensure that I should actually be focused on that given day and give it my best.
Got it. How did you manage your test day nerves? Were there any? Of course, I'm sure there were.
I don't get too much nerves on test days. So that's basically, I don't get nervous a lot. But yeah, some nerves are necessary. Like if you want to perform well on any pressure day, I think some nerves are definitely necessary. So, but yeah, I think once the exam starts, I think everything, I just put on those headphones that they give you at the center, the noise cancelling headphone, and actually then I'm into the zone. Then I don't think then
so once
I think then it just takes over.
Got it. Yeah, get into the zone, guys. There will be nerves, for some more, for some less, but once you get into that zone, you need to be in that zone, right? So, Aditya, it has been a long journey, right? Ups and downs, hiccups. So, if there is something that you want to share with the other people still slogging it off towards their target score, what would those 2-3 things be?
Sure. So, if it helps anyone, so the first diagnostic test that I gave in December of 24, I think I got a 605, which was like nowhere close to what my desired score was. And surprisingly, I had performed the worst in quant, and my best score was in DI, which is like a complete turnaround. So don't get disheartened by low scores you are getting right now, or like there'll be fluctuations, but just try to improve your base scores, and that's just through practice. So through practice, you will realize that your section, like after a point of time, I realized my quant score is whatever the test is, it's not going below 85, 86, it's not going. So you just get that confidence that this section is strong. Same with verbal, that I was not dropping below 82, 83. With DI, I knew that was my weak section. Like there were a lot of fluctuations. Like sometimes my score used to even go to 74, 73 in DI. And sometimes used to go to 84. So there was a lot of variation. So I realized that this is my weak section. So I have to deal with it somehow. And I approached the exam accordingly.
Got it. Yeah, I think whenever a lot of us look at mocks, we look at the overall score and stability in that. But what is also important is to have that stability in your sectional scores to get a replicable score, a predictable score, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, that is super critical. Don't be disheartened. When you take your diagnostic mock, it is called a diagnostic mock for a reason, and then understand what your strengths and weaknesses are and play accordingly, right? So wonderful advice, Aditya. Thank you so much for doing this.
My pleasure.
We wish you all the very best for the next steps, and
thank you so much,
again, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.